Hello, hello there, my crafty friends. It's Candy here from sweetstamper.com. And it is time for our weekly Facebook Live. I'm here every Thursday with you for a Facebook Live demonstration. And sometimes we do a free class, sometimes we do sneak peeks. And even though it is December the 21st, I am still here. And I'm not ready to do sneak peeks to the spring catalog just yet. I am digging into some simple, elegant stamping. And we are going to take this card and remake it into a birthday card using a lot of the same elements. So let me make sure, let me get my computer going here. And Corinne, thank you so much. You've already shared my video, and I appreciate that ever so much. So I'm going to feature this background stamp. That is what those are typically called, but they can be. We're going to kind of make it the focal point of what we're doing today. And we are going to take this really simple but very elegant image, and we're going to make a birthday card on the more manly side of things. Hey, Margaret, thank you so much for being here and for sharing. I appreciate you ladies so much with that. So I'm going to do a quick video tonight. Number one, I've got grandkids downstairs, and number two, I forgot to plug my phone in, so I'm on about 50% battery, and I don't want to run out in the middle. So I hope you guys are having a fun Christmas week. It's been lots of activities around here, and I took, this was the day I was taking my staff to lunch, the ladies who helped me in my studio. We were small in number because one was on the road to visit family and one was sick. So we had a small, intimate gathering, but we had a lot of fun. And I had my kits and sips last night. Grandkids here today. So yeah, it's all systems go. Busy time for us this year. And I can remember times when it wasn't that way. So when our grandkids moved away, our daughter and her family moved away, things changed a little bit. And before that, our youngest son moved away, and then he had all his children in the UK. So anyway, we've got everybody home this year, and it's a lot of fun. Okay, I could rabbit on and on. I'm a chatty Kathy, but I'm going to just go ahead and demonstrate for you a couple of things. Now, this is my host code. It goes all the way through the end of December. So if you are still needing some things, if you want to get some great deals, we have a clearance rack that's been updated. We have some retiring things that are reduced in price. So some good things there. So let's talk about this Fragrant Forest. Now, I personally don't buy a lot of background stamps because I tend to use a lot of designer series paper, but this one I love. It's very classic. I love the evergreen trees. Evergreen trees are evergreen, you know. So this can be spring, summer, winter, or fall. Of course, I can make this white and make it look snowy. I can put a little bit of color here if I was using white, make it look like this was dirt. Lots of different things I can do. So let me just show you this card. And this is a $20 stamp. It's just one big stamp. So I actually stamped it here really simple. I made a simple, elegant sympathy card because I need... It seems like I need more and more sympathy cards all the time. It seems like I'll make 3 or 4 and then I go through them very quickly. So let me tell you a couple of things about this, and then we're going to case this and make a manly birthday card with the same image. So a couple of things. Let's see. I used, where'd it go? This was a pre-release stamp set, actually a bundle. So there is this really cool punch that you can get with this. $37.75 for the bundle. That means you get both of these. $20 for just the stamp set, $22 for just the punch. So you can see how you save money with the bundle price. It's a 10% savings. Hey, Dudley, I'm glad you're here, and welcome aboard. Hey, Kim, I'm glad you're here. Thank you so much for sharing. I think personally, this is one of these bundles that everybody should have because it covers so much of what you're going to use. And I love, love, love the fonts. So, and I like that you have two different frames here, one a little bit fancier, one really simple. And of course you can just punch without a frame. So this is what I used on this particular sympathy card. Now, this is an item, these little, it's actually, I think it's called Dragonflies and Butterflies, or Dragonflies and Birds. So this is in the online exclusives. And so let me tell you a couple of things about what I like about this for a sympathy card. Number one, we have a lot of neutrals. And although we have black, it's not the main player. So I do like subdued colors personally in sympathy cards. Because even if you feel like that person is in a better place, if you feel like that person has been released from suffering, we're still mourning the loss. That person's life is no longer on earth. And so we are in mourning. And I want to reflect that personally. That's just me, the way I like to create sympathy cards. But I don't want it to be too dark and somber. And so the Very Vanilla lifts this. Now my color scheme, I've got crumb cake here. And I have vanilla here, which I'm going to use all of these elements in my birthday card, but then I'm going to add another color. So I also did something here. For one thing, I like these. I like to put images of butterflies or birds or anything with wings because to me, it denotes moving into the heavenly place, moving into a place beyond the earthly realm. And so I really like having some kind of a wing in my sympathy cards. And these are really nice. Not only are they flat, but they're brass. So the other thing I personally like in my sympathy cards is I don't want bling. I don't want rhinestones and super shiny stuff. I want there to be a kind of a subdued quality. So I wanted to take this and demonstrate the stamp and also show you how you can take this basic card and transform it into a birthday card. So these are my layers. I have, we are going to be using Real Red, and I have a Real Red card base here. Let me grab do I have a bone folder handy? Of course not. So I'm going to use a Real Red card base, and then I'm going to use this black layer here, and then I'm going to use this here. So just like what I've done here, except the only difference is I'm changing out the card base to make it bright. Now, I would not personally use this as a sympathy card. So let's ink up the, and this is going to go on the inside. Let's ink up this Fragrant Forest stamp, and I'll show you the way I like to do these large stamps. Now, this stamp, I want these trees are kind of, you know, there's lines here. I want it to be lined up. This is not a random, like a random polka dots. I need this to be lined up. So the way I'm going to do that, the way I prefer to do this, is I am going to take a piece of copy paper, scrap paper, and this is just a half sheet of copy paper. And I'm going to ink up my stamp upside down, and I'm going to apply the cardstock and then press around it. So for me, this, now see, I've got a little bit of glitter there and I don't want that. Okay. For me, this is the easiest way to line this up and get my image the way I want it. I don't want to get too close to the edge because I don't want to accidentally get that, you know, the edge of the stamp like before we're at the edge of the cardstock. And I like coloring, as it were, stamping a colored ink, in this case black, which is still a color, onto crumb cake cardstock. It's going to automatically soften any color that I use. And I'm just going to take my 5 by 3 3/4 layer, and I'm going to lay it right like so. And now I'm just going to take this and I'm going to press. Because there is ink around the edges, don't really want that on my hands. And not because it wouldn't wash off, I just don't want the mess. And I'm just going to press really, really well. Now, I'm going to just turn this over and voila. It's lined up perfectly because I was able to see exactly what I was doing. Now I'm just going to clean this with my chamois, but I'll do that off camera in a little bit so you don't have to wait. Okay, now look at how pretty that is. I love the softness of it, and I think that although this is perfect for my simple, elegant sympathy card, I think I'm going to just case this and make a birthday card out of it. Hey, Jackie, I'm glad you're here. So I'm going to use these elements, but I want to bring in a happy birthday. And although this has this let's eat cake, yeah, to me that just doesn't go with my forest and my kind of masculine. Yeah, it just doesn't go with the vibe. So I went hunting for a birthday, a happy birthday, kind of a simple happy birthday. And I happened on beautiful balloons. And so I'm going to once again use the kind of beaded frame. But then I'm going to put in this happy birthday. And you guys have happy birthday greetings. You know, you might think, well, why do I need more than one happy birthday greeting? But this is why. Because, you know, the different fonts, some of them are dressy, some of them are casual, some of them are more modern. And, of course, there's different sizes that will fit into various punches or various dies or that you're just going to make into a strip. Hi, Jackie. I'm glad you're here. So I'm just using that little frame, and then I'm going to add my little happy birthday, and I am using the glass mat underneath me here, which I'm really liking, and this is an item that is free when you join Stampin' Up! During Celebration, which begins January the 4th and runs all the way through the end of February. Hi, Carol. Welcome from South Carolina. So I'm going to be talking about that because, number one, it's a great deal. You can either get the mat with all the little accoutrements that go with it, or you can get an extra $30 free with your kit, which already gives you $26 for free. So, you know, it's a great deal. And I'm going to share with you when there's a great deal to be had. But I think maybe even the better deal is my team. My team is an amazing place. I got a little ink there. We're going to have to deal with that. My team is, we are the Southern Sweet Stampers. Sweet Stampers, of course, because my online moniker is Sweet Stamper. Southern Sweet because I'm a Southern girl, and in the South, we are renowned for hospitality, and we have a team that has open hands and open hearts, and we welcome people, all kinds of people. So let me grab my little ink thing there. I do have one of these little sanding erasers that will sometimes lift something like that. I don't know. I probably had it on my hands. So my team is very welcoming. We are a happy bunch. We love to share, and we love to share our creativity. We do creative challenges. We do Zoom gatherings. We do in-person gatherings. We hang out. We do all kinds of things. We have we have a weekly prayer thread, and it's a great place to be cared for and to just kind of help your burdens be shared and shouldered by others. So my team is amazing. I absolutely love them, and I would love for you to be a part of that team. Okay, so we are going here. So let me just show you my original. And I'm going to clean my fingers while I'm doing that just to be on the safe side. Here we go. I like to keep these little guys, handy because I feel like that I don't want to have to get my hands all wet. But sometimes you get a little bit, especially when you're dealing with black ink on like vanilla or white, you just cannot be too careful. Okay. And it dries super quickly. Okay. Now, I am going to bring in a little bit of this red ribbon. Now, if you notice on my original, I had a little bit of this. So this is Pebbled Path, And this is Pebbled Path ribbon, just to give a little bit of texture there. And then I used Basic Black and Crumb Cake. So now I'm using Basic Black, Crumb Cake, but I'm going to use the red that I have on my card base and the red ribbon to give just a little pop of color and to keep it from being too dull. I definitely don't want dull. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this 5 by 3 3/4 layer. I'm going to attach it to my 5 1/4 by 4 layer of black. This is Basic Black cardstock. I mean, right there, that's just a great manly vibe. And now I am going to attach all the way around, but I'm going to put my ribbon down first. Now, what I did here is I did just a little knot, and I'm going to do that before I lay my ribbon down. So here's kind of near the edge. I'm just going to do a simple little loop knot like so. I don't want it bulky. And this is that ribbon. It's like Real Red and Crumb Cake. You get a 2-pack. So you get, on this one, you get, oh, that's too far. Okay. You get Real Red, this skinny ribbon, and then, that's not going to work. And then you also get a wider ribbon and Crumb Cake with white stitching. And I could have used that, but I kind of felt like I wanted a little pop of color, and that wasn't really going to do the trick. Just Crumb Cake on Crumb Cake. So this ribbon is part of that duo, and it's really nice because it's a little bit silky and it ties really nicely. But I was too close to the edge. Okay, so that is going to go right there on the right there on the edge, like so. We're going to wrap this around. You see how that gives me just a little bit of texture without being overpowering. I don't want a bow. I don't want anything froofy. I want this to be very tailored in its look because I'm making a more manly card, and I just don't want anything to detract. This is simple. So, but it's very classy. I think these trees, the artwork on these trees is really, really gorgeous. Now, what I'm going to do is press this down really well on the back. There we go. I mean, isn't that lovely? So here's my original. Now here is my second one. All I've done is I've changed out the ribbon and card base, both of them match. And now, instead of a sympathy, I'm going to add happy birthday here. And let me grab some dimensionals for that. I thought I still had, oh yeah, I've been working through some of these little edge pieces. I love these. So I'm going to put a couple of edge pieces down so that this floats right over my ribbon. And then we're going to add just a little something to give it a little bit of extra interest. So this would be great for any guy, but especially like your hunters, people who are outdoorsy. They would love this kind of a card. Now, this one, I added a couple of the birds. So I think on this one, I've got a couple of options. Now, I could add these metallic dots. These would be really good with this. I like that a lot. The other option is, I was looking through there and I thought, well, I could use some of these snowflakes in gold. Now, that makes this very much a winter birthday card, but I know I have a lot of friends that are December babies. So I could, let's just see how this looks without committing too much. I could go with that, or I could go with these little rustic dots. Let me see if I can grab one here. So let's think, do we want something like this? I think the little bit of gold is kind of nice. The rustic dots are super subtle, but I think, I just lost, oh, there it is, way over here. It's stuck to my table. So I think that this little snowflake, and I'm going to put it right up there in the black because there's a higher contrast. Now, I typically like to do things in threes when it comes to embellishments. So I'm just going to do this. There happens to be 3 gold ones on here. Oh, happy day. Oh, look at there. And I'm thinking that's going to be pretty good. Hey, Vivian, I'm so glad you're here. Now, I'm not sure. That's a little bit crowded up there. let's bring this guy right down here. Oh yeah. I wanted something to kind of really emphasize that birthday. So there, I've got 2 cards done exactly the same. This is what I mean, you know, when you case, it means CASE is an acronym. It stands for Copy and Share Everything. So what I've done is, this was my original card that I created, and then I just copied myself. And I used exactly the same elements, changed up the color, changed up the greeting, and this is how you're able to really make your designs really kind of pay for themselves, or really have a lot of, you get a lot of bang for your buck out of your designs when you do them this way. So that's what I have for you tonight. Hey, Vivian, thank you so much for the Merry Christmas greetings. Same to you. I'm glad you like my cards, Corinne. So again, I'm featuring Fragrant Forest. This is in our mini catalog, but it is carrying over. That means this item will be available through April. Now, it may make it into the new annual catalog in May, we don't know, but it will at least be available through April. And that makes me very happy because, you know, here in South Texas, I mean, cold weather, we don't get a lot of it. So I like these winter images. I want to keep going with winter images. I feel like Christmas, I'm just getting started with winter images. We have so much time to wear summer clothes and have summer images. I want to celebrate. To me, this is a more wintry, although evergreens are year round. I'm going to make this a little bit more wintry, at least in kind of, I guess, because my more subtle colors. And then I love, love, love this bundle. And this is in our new spring catalog, but it is available now. And it's available online because this was a pre-release bundle. So that is what I have for you. And Jackie, I'm glad you're liking how we can just make a few little changes and get a whole different feel. Now, I didn't even put inside, but I do have a very vanilla base, or a little, oh, that's got a smudge. I've got a little panel to put inside here because it's just going to be a lot better on both of these cards. But you see how the vanilla lifts in both cases. I don't want this to get too dark. But I want it to be, here I'm wanting it to be a little bit somber, and here I'm wanting it to be more manly. So that's it. I will put both of these on my blog, and I sure thank you for tuning in. If you're watching on the YouTube recording, I would love for you to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. If you're here on Facebook, make sure you have liked my page and set your notifications so that you get a reminder that I'm coming. I am here every Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Time. So Merry Christmas to all of you. Thank you so much for the Christmas greetings. I appreciate them ever so much. My family is going to be gathering, my kids and my grandkids. Well, I have one kid in Hong Kong. We're going to be FaceTime with him tomorrow night, which is his Christmas Eve. And no, let me think. No, Saturday night, which is his Christmas Eve, Sunday. And then our other kids and grandkids will be with us Christmas Eve for celebrating. And then on Sunday, my husband and I are on our own. We're going to get Chinese food and maybe go to the movies and be really enjoying the quiet after all the hullabaloo on Christmas Eve. We're going to love every minute of it. So I wish you and yours a very, very Merry Christmas. And I will see you next week. Thanks so much. Take care and God bless.